Hello, Park Place Church. How are you guys doing today? Boy, it is a beautiful day. I decided to do the video again outside, but this week I don't have my assistants, so they'll probably show up again. I know many of you enjoyed having them on the video, and they thoroughly enjoy doing it as well. So we might do it again some other time. But today you get me. Aha, lucky you. But just some things I was thinking about the last few days, actually for the last month, and I haven't really been able to talk with you about it. I know that Joey has hinted at it, and that Carl kind of mentioned it at one time, but that's this idea of not being afraid, and one of the things that we have a tendency in our culture and just as human beings is that we have this innate ability to fear things that we do not understand, or especially things that we do not have control over. We are very fearful of those things, and when we don't know like the outcome, which makes sense, we get afraid of that kind of stuff. And so I just want to just encourage you today to not be afraid. Trust in God. Trust that He has this under control. Do you realize that God knew that this was going to happen? He did. This is not a new thing to Him. This is not something that was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know how to fix this, or I don't know what's going on here. See, God knew that we were going to be in a situation like this. And in some ways, it brings me a little bit of relief, because I know that this is something that God willed, that God allowed it to happen. And it shouldn't make us be fearful of who He is, or that He's trying to bring destruction. No, that's not who God is. And in a lot of ways, this should also bring us closer to Jesus. There's so many things that are going on right now, and a lot of times we can't keep track of the latest COVID information. But just know that God has this under control. He knows exactly what is happening. So some passages of scripture, there's two passages of scripture I want us to talk about today. The first one is comes from Isaiah. It's Isaiah 41:10, and yes, I'm outside. Obviously, you can hear the FedEx trucks and probably a whole bunch of things. And it's so beautiful. I wanted to be out here. But let me open up my Bible to Isaiah chapter 41. And if you have a YouVersion, you have probably seen this today, Thursday, as kind of like the verse of the day. But I wanted to read it for us again today. So here it is. I get my Bible to work here. It says, "Do not be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand." This is from the New Living Translation. Man, I absolutely love that God is telling us not to be afraid because He is with us. And the fact that He's going to hold us up with His victorious right hand. Guys, that, if anything, should give us so much encouragement. That when we're down, when we're feeling kind of down and low, that God has us. He's holding us up. He's not going to let us fall. The other passage I want to read to you, but I'm not going to get to it because the wind's blowing all my pages around, but I kind of have it in my memory, is from Joshua. You probably know where I'm going with this, but Joshua 1:9 says, "Do not be discouraged, for I am with you." Do not be discouraged, for I am with you. I'm going to uphold you. I'm going to hold you. I'm going to be there with you. God is going to be there. Sorry, I really paraphrased that. I was getting Isaiah mixed up in there too, but basically, God is telling Joshua, do not be discouraged. Have not commanded you, be strong and courageous. There it is. Have not commanded you, be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. There we go. I got it. I knew it was going to come to me. But do not be discouraged. Do not be terrified. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know all the outcomes of certain things. But we do know one thing. We know that God is on the throne. We know that He loves us. He's taking care of us. So church, maybe I don't know what that looks like for you. Maybe there's something that you need to trust God in with more. Maybe you need to allow God to kind of be in control of more things in your life. Maybe you've held on to too many things and you want to control it. Maybe during this time of pandemic, this time of quarantine, shelter in place, like maybe you need to let God be in control of some things. Just a thought. Anyways, we don't make these very long, but hopefully, it was good. It was completely unscripted, completely raw, and hopefully it was brought some kind of an encouragement to you and some main things to think about. But last remaining thought before we go: God is here with you. He hasn't left you. He has us under control. Trust in Him. Do not be discouraged. Do not be afraid. God is here with us. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you later. And I need to get a haircut really bad. Anna has been threatening to do that, so who knows what's going to happen. But anyways, have a good one, guys. Peace.